The popular story of the Enigma machine is that it was unbreakable German engineering, defeated only by a British genius and a stolen device. The lesser-known fact is that the German military added a feature to the Enigma that actually made it easier to break, not harder. That feature was the plugboard, which added trillions of additional settings. The Germans assumed more complexity meant more security. They were wrong. The overlooked consequence is that the first breaks against Enigma were made by Polish mathematicians in 1932, a full 7 years before Bletchley Park. By 1943, the Allies were actually reading German naval codes faster than the German admirals themselves. The Enigma is an electromechanical cipher machine. You type a letter on the keyboard, then an electrical current passes through 3 or maybe 4 rotors, bounces off a reflector, and, well, it lights up a different letter on the lamp board. Each rotor has 26 electrical contacts on each side, wired internally to map one letter to another in a fixed but scrambled pattern. When you press a key, the rotor advances one step. After 26 keystrokes, the first rotor completes a full turn and advances the second rotor by one step. After 676 keystrokes, the third rotor advances. This creates the cipher's periodicity. With 3 rotors, the starting position alone gives 17,576 possibilities. Multiply that by the choice of which 3 rotors from a set of 5 or 8, and, well, the number grows quickly. The plugboard added another layer. You could swap up to 13 pairs of letters before the signal even entered the rotors. This raised the total possible settings to roughly 158 million. The problem for the Germans was that each message required the operator to set the machine according to a daily key from a codebook. The daily key was shared across all units. German operators introduced the weakness. Many chose predictable rotor starting positions, 3 identical letters, or patterns like QWE from the keyboard. The British called these sillies. The Polish Cipher Bureau broke the commercial Enigma in 1932 using mathematical theory, not stolen hardware. They realized the reflector made Enigma reciprocal. If A encrypted to B, then B encrypted to A. Rejewski, Różycki, and Zygalski exploited that reciprocity to derive the internal wiring of the rotors without ever seeing a German machine. Zygalski developed perforated sheets that could find rotor settings in hours instead of days. When Germany added 2 more rotors in 1938, the Polish method became too slow. 1 month before the war began, the Poles gave Britain and France a complete replica Enigma, the Zygalski sheets, and all their mathematical work. This was the head start. Alan Turing took the Polish work and added one critical insight. He could use known plaintext to derive the day key, then work backward through the machine's logic. Turing's bomb was an electromechanical computer that tested possible rotor settings at high speed. It could find a day key in under 20 minutes. The bomb needed a crib, a piece of guessed plaintext. German weather reports always began with Wettervorhersage at the same time each day. That was the key. By 1943, Bletchley Park was decoding up to 3,000 Enigma messages per day. The average delay between interception and decoding was under 2 hours. The doctrinal lesson of Enigma is still relevant. No cipher is stronger than its weakest operator. The Germans built an excellent machine and then used it poorly. The mathematical lesson here is that, well, complexity does not equal security. The Enigma machine had 158 million possible settings. But a single predictable weather report broke it open. The human lesson is that the code breakers succeeded because they shared intelligence. The Poles broke it first, the British scaled it, and the Americans, well, they industrialized it. The legacy of Enigma is not just about winning the war. It's really the birth of modern cryptography, the idea that mathematics can defeat machines, and honestly, the uncomfortable truth that your own habits are your greatest vulnerability. History that goes deeper doesn't ask you to memorize the wiring of a rotor. It asks you to remember that every secure system has a human at both ends. And, yeah, humans make mistakes. Subscribe to War Machiner and share this if you value history that goes deeper.